now that I'm all warmed up, I'm ready to present to you your second video lesson on the saxophone. So let's get right into it. Let's review our first notes that we learned on the instrument. In exercise number 1 of the band book, we started with, I have the incorrect book in front of me here. I'm not very well prepared. In exercise 1, we started with our D. I knew that clarinet note wasn't correct. On the D, we have our thumb on the register key, first finger up top, we skip that little key and go to the third key. And then we have in the bottom, 1, 2, 3. All fingers are down with thumb on the register key. The D is the only note we're playing right now that uses the register key. Let's play it. Here's our D. And now let's go one note lower than D to our middle finger C. Teeth on top of the mouthpiece. Rolled in bottom lip. Don't put too much mouthpiece in your mouth, but definitely keep your teeth firmly on top of the mouthpiece. Breathe and seal your lips. And there's our C. And now our first finger, B. Ready? One note lower than B is A. 2-finger A. Ready? And then the 5th note that we have learned, our G, with all 3 fingers. Again, no thumb on the register key. Leave your thumb on that pad at all times. Keep these fingers curved. Don't hit the keys that are under them. Keep your right hand in position and don't bang into those side keys. Here's our G. All right. So we're now basically on page 5. We've been working on exercise 8 and 10. Let's start with number 8, 4x4. It begins with 4 A's, finger your A, and now move to a B. And then we rest 3 beats and we play D's. So snap your fingers down on the D's and add your thumb to the register key. We play 4 D's and then we go to our middle finger C. And then it starts right back at the beginning on A. Moving to B, and then 4 D's, moving to the C. Okay, keep those fingers curved and find your keys. Let's finger our A and get ready to play 4 A's and then a B. 1, 2, 4 A's, here we go. Find your D. Beginning on A, here we go. Find your D. Rest, rest, rest. These are really, really important exercises. We're learning how to read music, and we're learning how to tongue on the instrument and keep our fingers curved so that we're not banging into keys that make the instrument play a wrong note. Exercise 10, the Fab 5, uses the next note down, our G, our 3-fingered G. Thumb isn't on the thumb rest, but not on the register key. So we play 4 G's, finger a G, and now finger an A. And then we rest 3 beats and we play D, and then C, and then B. So again, finger your G's at the beginning and move to A. And now finger D, and then C, and then B. It's really important that you do this fingering first. Get used to the note sequence. Get your fingers used to what they're doing. Because we know that when we start blowing into the instrument and tonguing and adding all these things, the fingers get easily confused. We just know that's how it is at the beginning. So let's finger our G. Look at exercise 10. I'm going to play 4 G's and move to my A. Pretty easy. I'm waiting for that 5th beat to move to my A. 1, 2, ready, here we go. Rest, find your D. Rest, rest, and stop. Let's practice that second group of notes again where we go from D to middle finger C to B. Let's do that right now. 2 Ds, 2 Cs, and 1 B. 1, 2, ready, 2 Ds now. Let's do it again. Keep your mouthpiece right to your mouth. Ready? Again. Rest, rest, rest. Let's review all the notes that we have learned on the saxophone up to this point. At the top of the first page, we learned our D. The D is on the second line down on the musical staff. We say, every good boy does fine for the notes on the 5 lines. Every good boy does fine. Our 5 fingers represent the 5 lines of the music staff. 1 note down from D in the space is C. For the spaces, we say F-A-C-E, spells face. Bottom space is F, second space A, third space C, a very important note. Middle finger C. And then 1 note lower than C is on the middle line, our B. Every good boy does fine. We continue down 1 note lower from B to A. A is in the second space of the music staff. The spaces spell the word face. F, A, C, and E. And there's our A in the second space. And remember, with the musical alphabet, we use A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. When I get to G, if I want to go 1 note higher, I go back to A. And here's A, and 1 note lower is G. So if I'm playing a G and I want to go 1 note higher than G on my saxophone, or any instrument for that matter, I'm going to go up to A. So here's our G on the second line of the music staff. Every good boy does fine. Every good, G for good, on the second line of the music staff. It's very, 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 very important that we learn these notes and where they are on the staff, because when we get to exercise 11, we realize that the party is over. The names of the notes are no longer written in, but that's okay. Here's exercise 11, starting with our lowest note, which is G on the second line up from the bottom. We play 4 Gs, and if you finger a G and go up 1 note from G, that is A, of course, and that's what happens here. 4 Gs go up to A. And then we go to the highest note that we know on the saxophone, the D, which of course is the thumb and all 6 fingers down. We play 2 Ds, and it's really important that I know that the next note down from D is middle finger C. So in the second half of exercise 11, we play D, D, down 1 note, C, C, and down 1 note lower from C is B, right? So we have our highest note, D, next note down, C, next note down, B, next note down, A, next note down, G. It's really, really important that we have an understanding of these 5 notes and where they are on the staff. So you can back up the video and watch that little 2-minute explanation again, okay? And then we can go on and we can take a look at exercise 11, what we just did. And by now everybody realizes that exercise 11 is the same thing as exercise 10. It's the same song. It just doesn't have the names of the notes written inside of the note. And then we have the song First Flight, exercise 12. Let's take a look at exercise 12. It starts with a note on the middle line of the music staff, and we know that that middle line, here's the 5 lines of the music staff. Every good boy does fine. There's the middle line, every good boy. It starts with B, all right? Same note we learned in exercise 5. So we start with B. So I finger my first finger, I play 2 Bs, and I go down 1 note to, oh, that's A. That's right, the next note down from B is A. I play 2 A's and I go down 1 note again to G. It's a pretty easy sequence, isn't it? Again, we go B, B, A, and then 3 G's. And then we continue. We go up to our D. We play 2 D's, and then 2 C's, and then we play the next 3 notes down that we know, B, A, and G. So that last sequence again is D, D, C, C, B, A, G. Let's play exercise 12 from the beginning. And I'm going to get back here so that you can see both of my hands as I play through exercise 12, first flight. Starts with 2 B's, 2 A's, 3 G's. Easy sequence, B's, A's, and G's. 1, 2, ready, here we go. And now I go up to my D's and play 2 D's, 2 C's, and then B, A, and G. Ready? Go. Let's do that part again. Let's play the 2 D's, the 2 C's, and then the last 3 notes are B, A, and G. D, D, C, C, B, A, and G. 1, 2, 2 D's, here we go. Good. I'd like you to write in the names of the notes in exercise 13. That's a good practice, and then play that exercise as well. Let's take a quick look at the next page. At the top of page 6, we have our notes in review, and this is a handy-dandy little chart. It shows us the 5 notes that we have learned so far. Our D on the second line down from the top. Next note down from D is C with the middle finger. In the third space, down 1 note lower, B, first finger B. Down 1 note lower, A with 2 fingers. And then finally our G with 3 fingers. And of course the only note that we play on the saxophone so far that uses the thumb on the register key is our highest note, D. So let's play down the scale. Let's play a D, and then a C, and then a B, and then an A, and then a G. So let's finger our D and play a D. Thumb, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Ready? Here's a D. Looking at my chart, I see the next note down is middle finger C. Next note down, first finger B. Next note down, first and second finger A. And our lowest note on the second line up from the bottom, G. And we can do that scale in reverse. We can play the last note in the notes in review box. We can play the G, and then the A, and then the B, and then the C, and then the D. Everything down. All right, trying to get the saxophone up where you can see my D fingering. Hope that that worked okay for you. The next thing that we learn about is the half note. We know that every measure that we have played so far has 4 beats in it. Here's the first measure of this song. We haven't played it yet, but we can clearly see that there is 1, 2, 3, 4 1-beat notes in the first measure, 4 beats. In the second measure, we have 1, 2, 3 1-beat notes and a 1-beat rest for 4 beats. So every measure of every song that we play so far has 4 beats in it, and it's a combination of 1-beat notes and 1-beat rests. So, now we learn a new kind of note, the half note. And we know that there are 4 beats in every measure, and the note called the half note gets half of the beats in the measure, and half of 4 is 2. So half notes are 2 beats long. So we blow longer into the instrument to make those half notes last for 2 beats. It's pretty easy. Here's a half note B, and a half note A, and a half note G. And that happens to be the first 3 notes of song number 17, Hot Cross Buns. We play a B, then a A, and then a G, and then we rest for 2 beats because this black rectangle is a half rest. Okay? And then we do it again. We play a B, an A, and a G. We rest 2 beats. We play 4 Gs, 4 A's, and then B, A, G again. And the B, A, G fingering is the same fingering that you used on the recorder when you were in elementary school. So let's try this. I'm fingering my B. I know I'm going to go to A, and then I'm going to go to G to play Hot Cross Buns. 1, 2, ready, play. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. All right, let's talk about one additional thing before we wrap up this video lesson, and that is tonguing. Hopefully, everybody wants to be able to play notes as smoothly as Mr. Walls does. And we've talked about this in class when we use our tongue to play the individual quarter notes. I'm going ta, 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 ta. My tongue comes forward and touches the reed and then pulls back quickly to begin the note. So we're not going ha ta, ha ta. We're going ta, ta, ta. Tongue comes forward, touches the reed, pulls back. If I put my instrument in my mouth, I'm going to finger a G, and I'm going to make just air sound touching the reed with my tongue. We've done this in our lessons. Again, notice that you can see some of my bottom lip. When I open my mouth and take the mouthpiece, I like to touch the tip of the reed just underneath with my tongue to kind of guide it into my mouth. My teeth come down. My bottom lip is rolled in, but I'm not doing this. I'm not pushing my bottom lip far into my mouth. We don't want to do that. Teeth on top, fingering G. Let's make that air sound. Let's do it again. And now all we have to do is blow a little bit harder. Let's play 4 Gs. And you may or may not be getting it correctly, but you just have to keep trying, and I will help you at every lesson, just like I have been already. Again, remember that the tongue comes in under the reed and pulls back quickly. Ta, ta. So when I play Hot Cross Buns, when I get to the place with 4 Gs and then 4 As, play all of that on one breath if I want. I might have breathed before I got to the half notes, but you should be trying to play lots of notes on one breath with that nice, smooth tonguing. And if you're not getting it quite yet, I'll help you at your lesson. Well, thanks a lot, boys and girls. Keep practicing. You should have your saxophone in your hands every night, if at all possible, every night or day, for a good 20-minute practice time, and you're going to do a terrific job. I'm seeing a lot of very good players already. So keep up with your friends who are working hard, and keep up the great work. Thanks, guys.